Good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 21st. You are back in your favorite place in all of the internet, Composition 10. It's great to be here with you. We have a wonderful lesson planned. Quick do now for you today. Your do now will be to open the 6.3 document, which is called SOAPS, Analyzing Rhetorical Situations. You're going to use this document to take notes during today's video lesson. So go ahead, if you haven't yet, pause the video and open that document. Your assignment today will be an independent practice and an exit slip survey. That is due, please note that's due actually at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So instead of turning this in at 11:59 p.m. tonight, you have till 8 a.m. tomorrow to get this assignment done. All right. Before we get started, a little bit of review today. Throughout the year, we've done 3 different types of writing. You've written argumentative essays, you've done research essays, and you've done synthesis essays. Now we're doing something new. We're doing rhetorical analysis. When I was talking to the wise Mr. Hansen, he used a really apt analogy to show the difference between the types of essays you've been writing and the rhetorical analysis essay. In the past, when you've written argumentative essays, you've really been like a boxer in the ring. You've been trying to argue your point of view and show why you're right, to try to be persuasive yourself. Now it's like you're taking a step back. Instead of being a boxer in the ring, you're like one of the commentators watching somebody box. And you're trying to describe in a rhetorical analysis essay what techniques someone is using as they try to win their argument or to be persuasive. We've showed how there's different strategies people use, mainly 3 strategies. You might appeal to credibility, appeal to logic, or appeal to your audience's emotion as strategies in order to try to be persuasive. And we've also dug deeper. We've started to look at specific rhetorical devices that people use as they try to convey their meaning or persuade. However, today we're going to take a step back from looking at rhetorical devices, and now we're going today to look at rhetorical situations. And we're going to use this technique called SOAPS today, which is a reading technique used to analyze both the text and the persuasive means by which the speaker makes an argument. And so I'm going to transition now to my 6.3 document. I encourage you to have this document open side by side so you can take notes along with me. So if you're open to your 6.3 SOAPS document, we are going to take a couple notes here on what we're talking about when we are talking about SOAPS. And this is going to be a reading technique that you can use to analyze rhetorical situations. As an example during this time, we are going to use Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's campaign video, The Courage to Change. And so if you need to be refreshed by that, you can click on the link. And if you see fit, you can rewatch that now. If you're ready to go, we'll jump right in. The S in SOAPS, the first S, stands subject. When we talk about subject, we're talking about the topic, content, and ideas that are included in the text. What is the big theme or idea? What specifically is being talked about here? And so as we look at this in the context of the courage to change, you'll see my example. The Courage to Change is a campaign video. It is set in the Bronx and Queens neighborhoods of New York. It features Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez speaking how she is from the area and understands what the people there need. The O in SOAPS stands for occasion. When we look at occasion, what you want to talk about is what is the context, time, and place of the text? What caused this to be written? And so as I analyze The Courage to Change, I know that this video was made during the 2018 congressional elections. And that right there is enough for me to know what the occasion is. A in SOAPS asks, who is the audience? To whom is this text addressed? What does the author assume about the intended audience? Using the courage to change as an example, we know that the intended audience for this video was the voters in the Bronx and Queens neighborhoods of New York. And what do we know about them? We know that AOC assumes that these voters are working class people from humble origins. P stands for, what is the purpose? When talking about purpose, we ask ourselves, why did the author write this speech? What did the author want the audience to understand, believe, or do as a result of reading or hearing this text? And now this question is so important. What did the author want the audience to understand, believe, or do? When we look at my example here, we see that AOC created this commercial because she wants the people in these neighborhoods to vote for her in the congressional election. She wants voters to understand that because she comes from a similar background as them, she is the best candidate to represent them in Congress. Lastly, we ask our question, who is the speaker? I don't just mean name the person, well, that's important, but we also want to know is, what do we know about the speaker? What are their characteristics, their attitudes, their views? And how does that information inform their opinion? And so if you don't know who AOC was, a quick Google search will let you know that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a democratic socialist, which is a political party. We know from watching the video and also from research that she was born in New York to immigrant parents. We know that when this ad aired, she was 29 years old, running a campaign for Congress. Her age, political party, and background made many view her as an unlikely underdog in this election. All of this is really important information for us just to understand the rhetorical situation. And so when we zoom out, before we even analyze any rhetorical devices, by completing a SOAPS analysis, we get a good sense on what is the rhetorical situation in which this speech is taking place. So again, SOAP stands for subject. What is the topic of this text? O stands for occasion. When and why was this text written? Audience. Who is the intended audience? What do we know about them? What does the speaker think about them? Purpose. Why did the author write it? What do they want the audience to actually do or believe? And S, speaker. What do we know about the person delivering the speech or writing this text? And so you can use this example here as a model today. And your assignment, if you scroll down, is to complete one of these SOAPS analysis of President Trump's Oval Office address from last year. So we are jumping back in time. If you look in Google Classroom, the second document that I have given you there is Trump's Oval Office address from January 8th, 2019. So I do want to emphasize, this is not from this year, 2020. This is from 1 year ago. Boy, the world was a different place back then. And so I'll give you a little bit of background information. Oval Office addresses are speeches given by the president from the Oval Office in the White House. Historically, these speeches are only given during times of national emergency, like a war or a natural disaster. At the beginning of 2019, you might remember, the US government was shut down. And they were shut down because Republicans and Democrats in Congress could not come to an agreement on the federal budget. Specifically, they were debating the amount of money that Republicans wanted to designate towards immigration control at the southern border. Because they were unable to pass a budget for the government, the federal government was shut down until they could come to an agreement. During this time, President Trump delivered the Oval Office address that you're going to read today. Now, I want you to remember, as you read this Oval Office address, the purpose is not to agree or disagree. The purpose is to act like a commentator. What is Trump doing? what is he trying to accomplish in this speech? And so you're really just trying today to analyze the rhetorical situation. You'll do the SOAPS analysis. And next lesson, we'll actually dig into the rhetorical devices. If you have questions today, please do send me an email. I will be available. And we have office hours at 2:45. All right. Have a good one. Hope to see you there.